Welcome, Rangers fans, to our midweek coaches show. We've been off a few weeks with the Christmas break and just getting back into school, getting back into the swing of things with all the things that go on in the spring semester, starting here in January. But the last time we had a show, we were preparing to play for the state championship in football. And, of course, now you fast forward a few weeks later, as most of you know, we won the 5A Division I state championship at AT&T Stadium on December 21st, defeating Highland Park 32-20 and bringing our school and our community its first football state championship. So good times. It's still got most of us buzzing and still celebrating, and we'll talk about a celebration that's coming up here in a day or so. But first, want to recap that game, 32-20, as I mentioned. Just a back-and-forth game, two really good teams. Obviously, when you're the last two standing, you know what kind of opponents that you're going to go up against. Just a tremendous atmosphere, 20,000-ish people, I think, that crammed into AT&T Stadium there, and, of course, live television, just all the things that you would expect for a Texas high school football state championship game. And Highland Park averaging over 40-some-odd points a game, and Coach Westerfer, we hold them to 20 points. A little not shaky early on, but they got most of their scoring done early and gave up a few explosives early.
Yes, sir. We gave a couple of deep balls early in the game, which hurt us, and they were able to score a couple of quick touchdowns early. But I thought our kids did a good job of bouncing back from that. And, of course, Julian Kalunga got the big pick six that kind of flipped the thing around a little bit. And thought our kids settled in the second half, really kept focused on what we try to do every week, which is try and stop the run and make them one-dimensional. And we didn't necessarily stop it, but we were able to limit their running game a little bit and then controlled the explosives as the game went on.
Yeah, no doubt. They did score. I think our offense answered with a field goal and then another field goal. Then they scored again, and, we're down 8. But then Julian gets the big pick six, which, like you said, just flipped the whole momentum around. We're still trailing by a point, but it's clear at that point, I think, that this is going to be a back-and-forth game. And I think limited the explosives from that point on and made them one-dimensional. But more than anything, we just made it where it just wasn't easy for them.
Yes, sir. I thought our kids really, fit their gaps well, made them really work. And, of course, in the second half, our offense held the ball a long time, was running the ball, running the clock. And I always say, the best defense we have is our offense out there running the football. But I thought, made a couple of big fourth down stops as well later in the game. We didn't get necessarily more takeaways, but Justin Roberts, Colton Hornsby made a big stop on a 4th and 1, and then we had another fourth down stop, and those things kind of helped swing the momentum as well.
Yeah, no doubt. And then offensively, of course, Highland Park's defense was as good as advertised. We knew that going into the game that yards wouldn't come easy. It'd be at a premium, but I thought our kids did a nice job, Coach Hill, of settling in. They gave us some a little bit funky looks to certain sets, and our kids adjusted well, and really we moved the ball fairly consistently all day.
Yes, sir, we did. And like you mentioned, they're a tremendous defense, and early on, the big chunk plays weren't necessarily coming. But our guys were just steady. They stayed with it. You mentioned the adjustments that we made with some different formations and tweaks. And then just the O-line kind of started picking it up a little bit. Okay, they're going to be here. We can run these schemes and block it really well. They played tremendously. And fullback and tight end Cisco Carvajal. Cisco's not going to show up in the stat book. He had no catches. He had no carries. But I don't know if there's anybody that played a better football game in AT&T than Cisco did that day. Just leading the way on most of our blocks and just some big-time moments. You've got to win a state championship. You're going to have to convert in some big-time moments. 4th and 3 comes somehow where Preston Baker converts on a great reception. Got to go down and score. It's a 6-point game. If we go down and score, it's not over, but we can get close to icing this thing. And we've kind of had some field goals. Trent Amaya made a bunch of field goals for us, but our guys, they bear down and marched down the field, and we punched it in and scored.
Yeah, no doubt. Just made plays when you had to, and the kicking game shows up there as well. Trent Amaya, I think, set a record for state championship game. Most field goals made. He made 4. Highland Park's red zone defense was outstanding. We settled. We got 4 field goals, and We had a couple of kickoff returns that were big. Highland Park faked a punt. Hudson Woods snuffed that out, stuffed the fake punt, gave us great field position where we went in and scored. And then late in the game, we're trying to punt them back and make it tough for them to come back. And Trent Maya goes in and punts, and Blayton Camacho makes a big tackle, puts them on the 2-yard line, 98 yards away inside of a minute, and up 12. It just makes it difficult for them to come back and win. And just a Ranger way victory. Solid defense, solid offense, solid kicking game, not giving up explosives, making a few explosives, not turning the ball over, and had 0 turnovers. Got 1 turnover, a big pick at the end of the game with P.K. Miller. And our school's first state championship. Still kind of grin just thinking about it a couple of weeks later. But euphoric, I guess, is the best way to say it on the field after the game. Numb a little bit. Yeah, just kind of numb. This really happened, We've gotten close before. Obviously, we've had 4 other trips to the finals and come up short one way or the other, and not this time. And just a great day for the Smithson Valley community. People so happy, so in such a celebratory mode, and just a great fitting in for a team that just got better and better and better and better as the year went. We obviously started the year playing pretty good football. We knew that we probably would, but unlike so many others, didn't get tired of working, kept plugging, got better. Week 7, week 9, week 13, week 15, week 16, even as the opponents got tougher and tougher, they just rose to every challenge, and they are and deserve to be the state champions. And we're going to celebrate that season and its accomplishments tomorrow night, Wednesday night on the 15th of January. We're going to do that here in the stadium. It's going to be a community-wide celebration. We'll talk a little bit more about that when we come back. But here we are at the midpoint of the show, so as we always do, we're going to kick it to our principal, Stacy Snyder, and our assistant coordinator, Melissa Miller, and they're going to take us through what else has gone on and is going on at Smithson Valley High School, and then we'll be back to talk about the celebration. So take it away, ladies.
Thanks, Coach, and obviously congrats to you, your staff, the boys, everybody that was a part of a weekend I'll never forget.
Yes.
Fantastic state championship. I just love what it's done for the community and the school. Finally getting to celebrate it now that we're back at school. We had a long break after that, but a lot of other things to celebrate in our other sports. Boys and girls basketball both had huge wins last Friday. They had a bye last Tuesday. Just finished the first round of district. So the girls had a last-second buzzer beater at Champion to win 46. At the buzzer, had to replay it. Refs had to convene. They won 46-44. The shot was made by Olivia Lindner, the freshman. Cy had 18 points. But really, just in talking to Coach Johnson, everybody played well. We've got Aaliyah and Aspen Murphy, who are rebounding machines. It's just, they're clicking and they're moving into the second round of district, so I'm really excited to see what they can do. And following that, on Saturday, they hosted the first annual Future Lady Ranger Clinic. I don't know if you saw the pictures, but these are little gals, and there was almost little dribblers. There was about close to 50 of them.
Nice.
And they are actually going to perform tonight at halftime. They're going to get a little game going with those kids. So again, Coach Johnson and Coach Hernandez just doing a great job of creating a wonderful culture there and giving our older kids to give back to these younger kids. I love what's happening. Boys basketball also had a huge win last Friday. They won 78-70 over Champion here at SV. Huge win for those guys. That finished the first round of district for them, so they'll start second round now. Still have a shot at it. Tough district. Everybody's kind of beating everybody. So
these games are so close in basketball.
I know. This year. It always is like that. And you're never out. It's never an easy game. It's never an unwinnable game. So it makes it fun every night. Over the break, wrestling went to a national tournament in Seven Lakes. There was 97 teams. Huge shout out to our girls who placed 5th and our boys who placed 11th.
Yeah.
Really impressive.
Yes.
Yeah, Coach Thomas is doing a great job. Celebrated the seniors last Thursday with a wonderful senior night. And then swim is getting ready for district. They've got district in 2 weeks. So last week they went to the NISD invite. Great turnout, won a lot of our events, a lot of kids PRing. So they're all peaking at the right time. Really looking forward to talk to them a little bit more in the next couple weeks as they have district. So I'll let you take it away
Yeah,
now.
so we're going to do students of the week this week. Our students of the week this week are football team.
Obviously.
Yeah, they just, when you think about how many weeks they've been in, I think it was 21?
Yeah.
Is that right?
I mean, and that doesn't include summer, that doesn't include spring
Right.
ball and
Yes.
boot camp. I mean,
It is just it's constant all fall long, and we're just so proud of them for their work, their effort, their discipline. It's just so exciting. And then our teacher of the week is Coach Hill and his staff.
as it should be. Yeah.
And I think Coach Hill would agree with us. It takes a lot of them to make this a success. Any head coach knows they need their assistance, and that team of men. And even when you think about all the other programs that are involved in Friday Night Lights, it's just it's something to be celebrated.
It is.
And I want to just say, before we kick it back to next week and what we have coming up next week, tomorrow is our community rally to celebrate, and we just want to encourage you to come out. This is for the community. Friday Night Lights here at Ranger Stadium is our community event, and it takes all of us to make it a success every week. So we hope to see you there.
Yeah. We also hope to see you at a couple of other things happening this week. So tonight, our girls will take on Alamo Heights at 6:30. It is their teacher appreciation night. So each of the girls in the program has selected a teacher that they've invited that they will honor. And then again, we'll have that little dribbler, Ranger, future Ranger basketball game that I'm really looking forward to at halftime. And then boys basketball will head to Alamo Heights, and then girls basketball on Friday will be at Bernie, and boys will host Bernie on Friday. So everything's at 6:30 for varsity, 5 o'clock for sub-varsities. As they get into the second round of district, everything's still an option. Playoffs are still in the picture. So any chance you have to get out there and support those kids, they've got some really good things going on in those programs. Wrestling will head Friday and Saturday to their big Texas High School state duels in Wichita Falls, which is the last thing that they have prior to their big district competition. Yep. So getting into the heart of their season, just judging by the success that they've had the past couple weeks, I have no doubt that they're ready, and Coach Thomas, they're grinding on all gears. Also grinding is soccer. They've hosted, both teams, girls and boys, have hosted the Ranger Classic. They've each also participated in a separate tournament, so they're actually kicking off district this week. They had a bye for the first round, which is Tuesday, and then Friday they start with Champion. So our girls will host Champion here at 7:15, and our boys will head to Champion at 7:15 on Friday as they kick off district. It's a tough district. They kind of run the gauntlet at the beginning. Very, very tough games. There's 6 or 7 teams that are playoff teams fighting for 4 spots, very similar to basketball. So if you get a chance to get out and bundle yourself up and make it to a soccer game, I know Coach Adkins, Coach Boss, and their staffs would appreciate it. They've been out here in the cold weather all these mornings or practicing in the gym. So shout out to them for just being flexible and being able to do what's best for their teams. But we've got basketball, wrestling, soccer, softball started last Friday. Baseball starts this Friday. Golf is gearing up for their spring season. Tennis is gearing up for their spring season. So we wound up a lot of the fall and winter sports. We're moving into the busy part of the year. Track's getting going. We'll have Ranger relays here in about a month. We look forward to deep diving with all of these coaches throughout the spring, figuring out a little bit more about their program. But we'd love to see you at the state celebration tomorrow evening, 6 o'clock, I think.
Yes, ma'am.
And then hopefully at some of our other Ranger events this week. Back to you, Coach.
Thank you, ladies, and congratulations to all our athletes for what they've done and what they're getting ready to do. And it's a busy time when you get in here in January. You've wound up some sports like football now, but you have ongoing sports, basketball, soccer, wrestling, and, of course, track and baseball and softball getting ready to launch, and golf, tennis. I mean, we've got it all going on, and it's a great time to be at Smithson Valley. It always is. But speaking of great times, Wednesday, January 15th, tomorrow, the show was taped on Tuesday, we're going to have a community-wide celebration honoring our state championship football team. It's a chance for our community to relive some of that and to celebrate that. You know, we played on Saturday, December 21st, and we all went to the Christmas holidays for a couple of weeks. And so it's given us time to reassemble, to plan this event, and it is truly a community-wide celebration. It's going to begin at 6 o'clock at Ranger Stadium. The gates will open at 5:30. So there's time before the celebration begins, and there'll be time afterwards. You know, they're going to sell hot chocolate and popcorn, things of that nature, cookies, I believe. Ranger State Championship memorabilia and apparel will be on sale at the stadium, so it's a good opportunity to get that. And then we're going to relive the game. We're going to use a replay board to kind of periodically show highlights of that game with the play-by-play commentary. You can kind of relive the broadcast of that game as we stop the action and then talk about certain aspects of the game and the season as well. And just be a fun evening for all our fans, for the little fans. You know, afterwards, when it ends, it'd be 45 minutes to an hour perhaps, not really a timed event. But when it's over, you know, fans will be able to come on the field, take a picture with state championship trophy when their favorite Ranger or Rangers or coaches or whoever you want to do that with. So it's just an opportunity to celebrate the occasion and then mingle with other Ranger fans and players. So we hope you'll consider coming out on Wednesday. Gates open at 5:30. Event starts at 6, and should be a great evening to celebrate this great accomplishment by our players and coaches. So we hope you'll see you then. And as usual, we thank you for being on and watching this show, and we'll see you next time.